been a very long time, and for that, I'm really sorry. I've just been in my head way too much. Everyone is good. Family is good. I'm good. You know, we've definitely had our hiccups over the last couple months, but I think everybody has for 2024, and I have a feeling that it's going to get even weirder this year, so I really just want to commit right now to let you know I'm going to show up for you on Saturday mornings. I didn't want to pick a schedule for the longest time because we travel and we're just like, the internet's not always great, and I'm in this small space with recording, and I just had a fear of commitment when it came to when I could upload. But I'm going to just say Saturday mornings. I'd love to be able to do more too. So if an odd video comes up here and there, that's awesome. At least you'll know to expect when to expect a video from me. And also it'll hold me accountable to get over myself, because that's really what's been going on. Quite warm in the boat. It was a rare sunny day. This is later on in the evening, and so it's a little bit warmer, and I have on this thick sweater, and I just got back from walking. Walking's been good. Gosh, I'm just like all over the place right now. I want to tell you everything, but I'm going to focus. How about let's start with why I haven't posted in a while. It's really just all my fault. I got stuck on one video, which I'll still post. Actually, I think I'll have to redo it because it was focused around, I think it's also highly relevant to the card system and sidetracked home executives, because it's all about this idea of perfectionism. You have to have the perfect date, the perfect day, the perfect amount of time in order to clean your entire house. They really focus, those ladies, on breaking that habit, making it that you do little things when you can. So in that same sense, I'm making a video right now without a really well thought out script. My boat is extra messy right now because my husband pulled out everything before we left to do some cleaning, because it's nice. It's going to be a nice weekend, and so we'll hopefully be able to go out. I've been waiting for the perfect time to be able to sit down and have, the time I need to put my cards out, to B-roll, have the perfect lighting, know exactly what to say. And February, up until now, even now, was just not it. People being sick, sports, and then on top of that, I was just questioning everything and nitpicking everything about my video and everything about my channel and what it is that I say. And I spoke with a couple YouTube friends, which was super helpful, because I realized that this is fun. I need to not take myself so seriously, because that's when I feel like I do my best work, is when I'm just speaking about what's worked well for me or what I'm doing at the moment, and just not analyzing things and not feeling like I need to be in that kind of teacher role. I know this is bouncing all over the place too, and my natural instinct is to stop and re-record this, but I'm not going to, because I just want something to put up on there to let you know that I am so grateful that you're here, and I take this really seriously. I want to help you, and I want to be the support there for you. So I've just been in my head, and somebody messaged me on Etsy today, and hello, if you see this, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone that's messaged me. I almost hit re-record on what I just said, because I don't think any of it was very clear. Just know that I'm sorry, and I want to do better. Like, I just want to be a better YouTuber. Not in the sense that I want my channel to grow or do anything crazy. I want to use this medium in the best way possible. And that's, I think, a huge part of that is being consistent, showing up for the people that care to watch or that need the help in using the card system, or motivation or inspiration, or even just the conversation. Like, I often have YouTube videos playing in the background while I'm doing the dishes or cleaning, or I'll have them on while I'm on a walk. And it's really just the conversation that's nice and the ideas, and it allows me to kind of escape for a minute. So I understand and I want to be here. One of the things that I really wanted to address was that over the last couple weeks, I've received this question twice in the comments on the YouTube video. So I thought this is a good opportunity to chit chat about it really fast. For one of those one-off items, so if you have something with the card system, a lot of it over the last, when it was initially created with Sidetracked Home Executives, it was a lot of recurring events, right? You made the card once and then you just shuffled them week to week, which is awesome and super effective. And then if you're trying to eliminate the use of a planner or planner system, and you have just like, if you're creating a to-do list, or if you are trying to go after a specific goal, like in the 12-week year, you have more project cards where you're doing things once and then not looking at them again. In my case, for 12-week year, I like to shuffle the ones that are just those one-off cards to the back, just so I can keep track and see what it was that I was doing that made it effective. There's other things like, for example, I just pulled these out because they came up yesterday. So what we did back in January was we had our family council meeting, and it was about like what it was that the kids wanted to do this year and my husband, and that way I could just be a good support system for them and assist them in reaching their goals. So there's a couple things. One was like sailing club and sailing classes. Back in January, they're not posting that stuff yet here in the Pacific Northwest. So I just took all of the notes that I had from my family council worksheet, and I put the ones that are action items or tasks on cards. That, like, this one was a garbage card from last year, like a test card on the back, and then I just wrote the action up on the front and I color coded it. And this isn't even like a color code, it was just basically like to draw attention with the brown highlight, which who makes a brown highlighter? But it was in the set, so I used it. And then like I wrote the topic of kids. So these, like, this was on the back of my advent calendar cards. So these are hanging out blank cards that I can reuse with a blank back in front of my blanks divider. And that makes it really easy. And I actually just made up a second set of the divider because I have, you guys, I don't want to bring it up because it might get too complicated, but I have a box now that I have some like year-round cards. And then I have my 12-week year cards in my bag. I know. It's silly, but it works for me right now. So I have a blanks right in here that has just, right now it has weekly check-in cards. I'll show you what they look like. These are for the fun week. I'm using those just to track for 12-week year for the last bit when I'm doing 20,000 steps a day. And then I have old appointment cards here that are blank on the back, and then I have the appointment information on the front. And those I've used for at least a year, and so I just made new ones because they were full. But I have that in blanks, and so when there's a task, I just pull out a blank card or one from the cabinet that's a new card. If I don't have any blanks left, I write the action item in it. And for this instance, I didn't need to think about these small items until the spring, and so I shuffled them in front of March. Once March came around, I then shuffled them in front of a date that I thought I would get to it. I chose Wednesday because Wednesdays I do more administrative office type items. And so I was able to, it popped up and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'll take a look at it. Still not available as far as the camps go. So I'm going to shuffle them again for a couple more Wednesdays out, and I'll deal with it again there. That way it's not taking up space in my brain. I'm going to see it in a couple weeks and I'll get to it at that time. On the flip side, there's also the items that you need to take care of right away that day. In that instance, just if you need to remind yourself, or you just, sometimes, you make the to-do list just to feel better. So if you need to write it down, pull out a blank card or even a Post-it note and write down things. You could even write out a list on a Post-it note and set it there. And anything you don't get to for the day and you want to get to at some point, write it down on a card and then file it away to the date that you know you'll get to it. You don't want to just carry over your to-do list from one day to the next day. You want to make sure you have the time and the energy to do that activity. Trust me, when you don't do something that you want to do or that you know you should do, it feels terrible. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I got 2 books from the library today. I walked over there and got my steps in. I'm pretty excited about them because I listened to this podcast with Rick Rubin a couple months ago, and I always thought, I should read his book, and I found it at the library, so I'm going to read that. It's about the creative act. It's about creativity, so it's going to be fun. And then another book that I got, let me turn you, hold on. It's called A Walking Life, which I thought was super relevant right now because I'm walking 20,000 steps a day. And as just an update from my 12-week year, it has been going really well and also really bad. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to wait until I'm done with the 12-week year to reflect and share what worked and didn't work. Because I guess I can share initially my thoughts right now. Number one, the habit tracker stuff. I know I've never really liked that. Just for me, when you see a list of all the different habits you're supposed to do. But I told myself I just want to track myself so that I can have data to when I go to, I have a doctor appointment in April. I want to be able to show them the data or say this is kind of like the patterns and that type of thing and how I'm taking care of myself. And I don't like it. But that's me. A lot of people love doing habit trackers and find it really effective. Just personally, and also focusing on one habit at a time seems to be really effective for me. I don't know what's wrong with me that I can't do more than that. So for example, bar, I did pretty much consistently in February. I've never been so consistent with it. And it was because I was super focused on that. The beginning of February, end of January, I did really well with my diet. Because again, I was just super focused on that. And then now that we're in March with 20,000 steps, I'm doing really well with that, but I haven't done bar. So, I don't know. Another thing with doing bar on the boat, I take an online class with a girl that is amazing. She's one of my favorite instructors I've ever had for bar, and her classes are fantastic. But I did get kind of annoyed with just having to make modifications in my tiny space over and over again. And this, I guess, goes back to the perfectionist kind of mindset. It's just yucky, where you say you're going to do bar every day, and then in my mind, I have to do bar. And if I don't do it, then I don't do anything else. But I could have, I have weights. I could have done weightlifting or whatever it is to still move my body. So there's little mindset shifts I need to make. Changing my diet has been really helpful and also crazy eye-opening. And I think everyone's diet is very different. So just speaking on from my experience, I had gut issues. I mean, doesn't everybody nowadays? But I had some gut issues that I have been treating for a very long time, and it's nothing big. I don't know if I want to talk too much about my diet stuff because I'm still trying to figure stuff out. So anyway, I'm here. I'm posting. I'll put out the YouTube cards on Etsy. I made a post on my channel a month ago that if you're interested in using the YouTube cards that I used for the 12-week year, which I think is a game changer because it makes it a game. And I think that's really important when it comes to YouTube because you can let things, like I said, you can take yourself too seriously sometimes, and that's just icky. So treating it like a game and having fun with it is really helpful for me. So if you're interested in using the cards and you've already purchased any card set from me in the past, all you have to do is go up on Etsy and message me and just say, hey, Jen, I'm interested in using your YouTube card set, and then I'll send you over the links and you can use them from there. And then I'll put that video up a video up of how to use the card deck very soon. Overall, things are good. I hope things are going really well with you. If you have the means to be able to walk a lot, I definitely recommend it. It feels really good. Thankfully, I've been walking a lot because I've also been eating a lot of candy. Now that I'm kind of done with eating the Easter candy, I think I'll be good to go to not eat as much candy, and we'll see exactly how well everything's been like coming together for me. One other thing that's been working really well is sauna. I've been doing a lot of sports, which has been fun to go to the mainland more often. I got to go to Dancing with the Stars with my mom, the live tour, which was super fun in Seattle. I started drinking goat milk in my coffee. Goodness, I need to get to making dinner. So that was just some information on the single-use cards. So I had something helpful in there for you. Some information about where I've been, what I'm working on, and then how I'll show up moving forward. So, Saturday cartoons, if you're of that generation. I think, did they do Saturday cartoons? No, not really. I remember Friday with the kids when they were little. No, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I can't remember what Friday was, but it was something fun. So I will see you around. And also you can follow me on Instagram at Time and Tide Plans. Thank you so much again for your patience and for your messages and everything. I'm really grateful.